Tēnā mai anō tātai, tēnā rawa tātai kua huki mai nei, kua huri mai nei, kia hau ki te whakarongo ake ki ngā kōrero a kai, te tungu aki kaiti aki matua, kai whakahaere matua, o te mana whakahaere o roto o te ngaitahu mā kanui iwi trust. I te mahara ke mātau, ake ne pēr i tahi wā kia whakarere ke atu i te āhua ki ngā kōrero, ngā take kōrero. I tahi wā puta atu anō ai ki tahi mahi, e mahi atu ana. Kia kore e noho noiho, he kōrero noiho, te mahi, he aku whakaaturanga, aku karere, kai waiho ake ki te kōrero noiho te āhua ki ngā whakaaturanga, ngā whakaatata, me ngā kōrero, kai roto. I te maharake anō āhau, ia mātau anō, ake ne pēr puta atu rā mātau, ki roto ki ngā mahi kapahaka, he wāpoto, me ngā mahi whare tūtaua. Tahi o ngā hui pēr, tahi wā kia haramai anō rā tahi atu o ngā kaimahi aku, kaimahi ruangahuru aku kaimahi, i raro tonu iho i āhau e mahi ana, e rangi whārau, kai roto te TeTaiHauauru aukati rohe, te rohe aukati nei. Ana, no reira i maharake rā i a mātau i tahi wā. Kia whakarere ke ake pēr i te āhua, kaua kia tino rere ke, e rangi kia āhua whakarere ke i tahi wā. Kia puta atu anō ai ki tahi mahi, mā reira ua mahi, whakamere atu anō i te āhuatanga ki ngā whakaatata, me ngā kōrero e takoto atu ana ki mua ki a koutou. Me te āhua ki te takoto atu o ngā kōrero, e pāhokau atu ana, e pāngia atu ana ki mua ki a koutou. Ne? No reira rā e tātauma, kai te mihi atu. Ko tētahi mea anō, tētahi mea anō, kia i maharake rā i a mātau, maharake hoki rā rā hoki i a mātau i tēnei pō, kia āhua poto ake, te āhua ki ngā kōrero i tēnei pō. Ana, kia āhua rereke, āhua whakatā atu i rā kōrero, no te mea rā he nui ngā kaupapa kai roto i rā kōrero. Kai te titiro noiho, ia hau anō i roto i aua kōrero i te kārewa. I tōna papa noiho, ana kai te titiro noiho ki tērā he nui atu te hohonutanga ki ngā kōrero i rā titake. No reira i maharake i a mātau kia whakarere ke, i tahi wā kia toko toru pēr, toko whā pēr, toko rua pēr, i tahi kai kōrero, hei kōrero atu ngā kōrero mo te tarati. I tahi wā ka āhua takoto atu i ngā āhuatanga mo te tarati, pēwhea te tarati mahi atu ai ana mahi, pēwhea whakahaere, pēwhea te mana whakahaere, i rā āhuatanga. I tēnei pō tonu, i tēnei ki tēnei wā tonu, i tēnei pō ki tēnei pō, nā ko te ko ngā mahi takatū, He kai paparereke, kai te huki huki ake a hau ki te tīmata tanga o aku kōreo i tērā tupo, i tērā wiki rā. I tērā wiki, nā haku i tīmata ai, ki te pāho haere i ngā kōreo i roto i te wā, i roto i te wā tonu. Ki aku mahi, kai te mahi tonu aha, kai roto a hau i taku tari e mahi ana, kai te mahi atu a hau i tahi o ngā whakariteritenga mō a pōpō. E nui aku hui a pōpō, he hui mai te tīmatanga o te rā, pōno. Kai te hau ai te wari, iwa karaka pēr ka mitu a hau. I tērā aku hui a pōpō. Tērā aku hui kai te pō o a pōpō. Ana i... no reira koina. Koina me ngā kaupapa o te pō ki tēnei wā tonu. Ko ngā mahi takatu, ko ngā mahi whakariteri i te kihi, hai hari atu ki te kōti, ike. Mō runga tērā i ngā huatanga i waenga nui a mātai ko kahungunu mā, ko Rehitairaro, me ngā kehi, ngā take, hari atu ki te kōti, ike. Ana, kia kitea mai e koutou e tātou, pēwhea te āhua ki e nā take, me ngā whakaritenga. Kai te pēwhea ngā whakahaerenga i aua whakaritenga, o aua whakaritenga. Me te mutunga, te rehitatia, ki raro ki te tarati, te rehitatia, nā, kua ahua rerike tērā mahi nā iana. Kua whakarereke atu, i runga i te mea, e rā tāngata kua kōrero kērā i a mātau. Kai raro tonu e tū atu ana ki raro i a kahungunu mā, i a Rehitairaro, kai reira tonu. Nā, i āhua whakarereke atu i a mātau te rehitatia ki raro ki a mātau, o te rehita, kia ki te atu ai, e mātai, me kore, me kore, tae ai e mātai aua whātekau mana, kia hoki mai, ne? Kia hoki mai ki raro i a mātai. Kāre kore, e tae ana, no te mea mātai wana mātai na, kua pēwhea, e tahi o rātau, te nuinga, he kaha no roto tahu mā kakanui matua. Roi kai reira, tonu e tahi. No roto tahu mā kakanui matua, no roto anō kahungunu mā, no roto anō Rehitairaro. Ai hoki. E no reira, e tātou mā i wahona. Tātou, kua kai kā ki te whakarongo mai. Pai, me te nunui ki a koe, ki a koutou, ki a tātou. Tēnā no tātou, te āhua ki ngā kōrero a te tarati. O te iwi, o ngai tahu mā kanui matua. Tēnā rā nau mai hara mai haere, nau mai haere mai. Kia ora tātou. Yeah, so, I'll be on for a little bit shorter tonight. I've got a fair bit more work still to get through, but I thought I'd still, make a point to get some messages to you, some more karere, some more kai wai tanga o mātou, kia kaui atu ngā koutou. Etahi, ne? Ana ko aua kaupapa rāno i kōrero tiake e aha. The protest, that's the first one, the protest. So talk a wee bit about the protests that are coming up. So I've gone right back to the beginning of where our kōrero all started now. And that's because, you know, a lot of heavy kōrero, a lot of very... I mean, nothing is touch and go. We're touching right on the, you know, we're right on target there. All that kōrero is right on the button. But there's so much more to all that kōrero, okay? I was just merely scratching the surface with all that kōrero. And so there's so much more that I thought we'll leave that for now. And akanepea, ko te rā no tētahi nui, mo i rā kōrero mo tēnei wā tonu. Ana, e tae ana pēr e tātai ki te huri atu ki tētahi kaupapa ki atu. Nai, kātahi anu ka whakaroa ki rā i a mātai. Akane pēr, hoki atu anua ki ngā kaupapa i whakawhanake atu ai, i whanatu ai. I te āhua ki ngā kōrero, i te pāngi atu o te kōrero ki mua ki a kōtau. Ara, ngā protests, tētahi, te kihi, you know, the court case that we're taking up against the Northern Take, that we're taking up against Kahunu and Rangitāne, to the courts I Teite, or the High Court, and we have a feeling that might end up in the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, and we also have a feeling it's going to be a long drawn out battle, which we're ready for. We're more than preparing for that. So, yeah, it's all go. And we will get justice, I'm pretty sure. Because all the wrongs need to come into play. So far, we haven't done a thing wrong. We haven't put a foot wrong. Tahumākanu Matua has the track record. See? We have you know, achieved all the milestones right through in almost 19 years. And we've done so much more than Kahunu and Rangitāne put together in the last 50 years. See, what we've achieved, they've never been able to achieve. And some things they still may never ever achieve. And I think one of their main problems is their leaderships. They never have the right leaderships there, or their leaderships are never good enough to do the job. See, yeah, I think their only rongoa mō ngā āhuatanga ngā mate huhua kai roto I a rātai. You know, I think, you know, is to turn to tūhoe. And that's not much of a rongoa. You know, all you get is a karakia, and you know, that's not much to look forward to in terms of a rongoa. That's only temporary. To us, we call those crutches. You know, you get to walk around on crutches, but it doesn't do much for the mate huhua. But, you know, at least you get a crutch to walk around on. And, yeah, so I'll quickly move into those. And then there's finally our registration program. We started to revamp that. And so I thought I'd talk about those tonight. Something different, something more closer to home, and something more about within what we do within the trust, within the Ngai Tahumākanu Iwi Trust. Now, you would have seen some of our elevator kōrero, some of our introductions to what we do, and we are the stewards, the caretakers of the iwi nui tonu, or extended iwi, Ngai Tahumākanu. That's what we are. We're the governorship stewards and the management stewards of the assets, the people, the culture, the material, and the immaterial, and also the intellectual property. We hold the authority over all of that. on behalf of the iwi, of course. You know, I think once I said to you, iwi things is always half and half. If you're a leadership position, you have half that authority and they have the other half. I think some Māori out there always believe it's full on to the people, and I think in some iwi that's the case, and that's okay. In Tahumākanui, kari te tika. Okay, it's half and half in Tahumākanui. And I know that within a charitable trust, because that's what we are, we're a charitable trust. And the reason we chose a charitable trust is because we wanted something that was protective, and this had all the charitable trust has all the protective measures that we need, and it also helps to, you know, helps with the stewarding, the caretakership, the kaitiakitanga. You know, and all the legalistics, you know, come together to do the job as well. And it also, you know, ensures that, you know, if you're a super tribal or a super tribal charitable trust, see, this is what people don't realize, is that because trusts are geared up pretty much like some of those other iwi, where they say, oh, the people hold all the power, chiefs have none, it's only from the people. Well, that's what a charitable trust is like too. But because we are a super tribal entity, iwi nui tonu charitable trust, and we have to incorporate all of the super tribal entity foundations and legalistics, etc., etc., etc. In other words, tikanga, kawa, etc., etc., etc. Within its rules and regulations, the overriding factor becomes the super tribal factor. See? So in this trust, even though trust, when you form a trust, any trust, and even a charitable trust like ours, because it has an indefinite time span, you can't shut down a charitable trust. Yeah, you can't shut it down. You can't, there's no finish date. Okay? And in a charitable trust, you can also remain not-for-profit, which is what our group has chosen to do wholeheartedly. Why? Because our group cares that every cent that it makes, that it goes down and solid, you know, directly and solidly into exactly what we're built for, and that is for the activities that rejuvenate and revitalise the culture of Ngai Tahumākanui, and strengthens the people of Ngai Tahumākanui with a particular focus on the children. Hence, you know, a lot of our black arts and, you know, black magic and all that sort of thing, matafa and TeRehitairaroTeTarati and all those sorts of things, we've shut those down in the Siwi because our children are the major goal. And you know, when war times came about in the past, so many children were lost, and old people, elderly, not through carelessness though, but through just, you know, some enemy were just very, very cunning, you know. They knew how to hurt you the most, and boom, you know. So to save things like that from happening, and going down the usual way that they would try to do that in a state of war, in a state of battle, was through the black arts, the wizardry, the druidry, the most powerful form of law and order in Tahumākanui culture and Tahumākanui society. Now we've gone back to God, and we've also remained with our tuatu. But, you know, and our tūturutanga within our tuatu. But we don't dwell on the dark side so much anymore. We still do, in most cases we do, but in the law system, yeah, we refuse to have the black hearts operating. Because our end goal, our end objective was that, okay, what motivates us the most, and we thought of our children, we thought of our taipake ke kuikuia koroiwa, but it was the children everyone wanted to focus on, and so that was it. We said, okay, then we want to shut this, blah, blah, blah. And that's how we started to grow and develop around that. So here we are, protest time, yeah. Lots of protests coming up against the against the kahuna. And already we have planned online, offline plans, right throughout. And these are going to go nationwide and also internationally. The kahunu and rangitane are not to know, but our people across the way, all the countries that we've come through, want to hear that we are standing up against these people that are trampling us and have a huge disrespect and lack of appreciation for our iwiiwitanga, our iwiiwi nui tanutanga, and the heritage that is so tūturu, so strong with us. They must remember too, kahunu and rangitane, that we are the only iwi with the reo in our tikare, in our takiwa, all of our wā kāinga, ko mātau anake. And we're the only ones that have retained our consistencies, our iwiwitanga and iwi nui tanutanga. I roto I ngā iwi, kai roto I ngā rohe aukati, I te TeTaiHauauru, pitatu anō ki te taina whiti aukati mai anō. Lots and lots of protests and lots of the big hui. When they are called, we will know. We will be the first people to know. And any hui where our people are involved and lands, assets based around, or even if the hui are taking place on lands and in kāinga that we know are ours and wrongfully being held under the kahunu and rangitane, we will be there protesting. Legally, as I have said before, I roto I te tika, I raro rā anō I te ture, okay, within the law, but justifiably so. They need to realise, the things that they've been pulling are absolutely disgusting. And to try to say that we're a sub-tribal group of theirs, at this late stage, this is from 2012 they started to say that, and they had no facts around that. They've got no foundations, no grounds, and, it's all false, falsification, like most of the stuff that we know that we get from these people in kahunu rangitane, especially their leaderships. Oh, they're terrible. Hanga kōrero katoa, hanga kōrero rūkahu. Irangi e mātau rawana, irangi e mātau rawana, he pēwhia e mea atu I te krauna, kia pai tonu ai. Kia wa kōrero rāno, kia wa mahi katoa anu rāno, katoa atu rāno. See? So they're quite quite teka, and quite shrewd. Yeah, I think is the Pākehā word. Quite cunning, eh? And so those are the sorts of protests we've got planned, and probably between 50 and 100 people will be going. It is planned to each of our protests that we put up on the ground. A lot of the protests are going to get shown on, hopefully on live TV too. But we definitely got plans to to put everything online and show our people, showing the passion that they have for their iwi, and showing that the discoveries of the Ngāi Tahu Mā Kanui Iwi Trust are tried and true, and are tūturu, and are pure, and are Māori as well. The kairoto te Māori tanga o Tahu Mā Kanui. Me ngā āhuatanga katoa e kōrero hi a kene. Ara, i te tika, te tikanga, te kawa, e ne mea katoa. I roto i te reo tūturu o Tahu Mā Kanui. All these things I've been sharing with you on Tahu Mā Kanui, they're all in the reo of Tahu Mā Kanui, all within the kōrero of our tū punapuna that they've shared with us, that they've left with us. See, so, there's no disputing that. And why did it take them so long, to make, was it that hard to hanga kōrero against our iwi, against our establishment? We were well established by 2012, and I already know it. See, and I think they got desperate. They said, let's pull something out, to try and put a stop to all this, and that's what they did. They tried to get a mandate going, and we weren't consulted, so, and all I said to them was, if you did consult us, then we would have came there and blasted you. Because there's no way you get a mandate over Tahu Mā Kanui. You're all junior, you're all from an iwi that comes from us, and you all should know better. But what does the Crown do? It supports it. And that's another thing too. I want to give you the core reasons as to why we are putting up these protests. Okay, it's not only just to show our passion and kawe the kōrero of the iwi and ngā kaupapa, but it's also because the way kahungunu rangitāne play the game is that they suck up to the Crown's process. They've learned how the Crown works. What's the Crown's main goal? Settlement. So the more you play along with that, and the more you play towards the Crown's game, the more that they will do for you, no matter what you're up to. They're not going to check that out. They're not to know the Crown that Kahunu's doing a duty on us. And that's what they've been doing right through. And the Crown's been agreeing with them, and they like that kahunu rangitāne. Why? Because it makes them look good in the public eye. See, the Crown supporting them? They must be the angels around here. And kari te tika tēnā, kei te he tēnā. They're not anahira pono e ro. Aroha mai rātanama. But they're not. They're not, definitely not. And so the protests will show all of that. And all the wrongs, all our haka will come out, and our waiata koroua, our whakatumatuma, all those sorts of waiata and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons, because of the way that they've used the Crown against us. It's been disgusting, There's some terrible, he whakarihariha, te āhua ki te whakamahi au ngā whakahaeretanga, ngā mana whakahaere, ngā āhuatanga o roto i ngā tikanga, te kawa hoki o ngā mahi o raro i te krainga. O raro I te crime. Yeah, so that's the protest. Yeah, I thought I might share a wee bit with you about that. So we'll be at the Whakataitai Kapahaka Nationals up in Hawke's Bay. We'll be all there. Not watching the kapahaka, most of the time we'll be protesting. And there'll be places there where we will get to be heard. And we want to be heard by the kahungunu koa, mana whakahaere, kāwanatanga. We want to be heard by them. And we're going to deliver our messages because kei te Rehitairatai. And, all those people, I understand there's a lot of people with the reo and kahungunu, but they are not kahungunu, see? Now, I even heard te toihau, Timo Tekaretu. Now, he's a kaumātua of mine from Waikare Moana. Now, I've heard that he's even come out and said that he's kahungunu. Now, that's not true. That's not true. He's actually most direct tūhoe. He's actually tūhoe. And it doesn't matter if he was kahungunu before that. He obviously never got his reo from kahungunu, and it shows. And yeah, I understand there's a lot of them with the reo, and I've got no worries with that. But the iwi is tūhoe, see? And the iwi they should be with is not kahungunu, but us. Tahumā kanui matua. And they wouldn't understand that, the whole culmination of the deal when the Crown came and disrupted everything, they wouldn't understand. But actually, and most of them are from the Hawke's Bay area, and you know what? Actually, the Hawke's Bay were more sucked in by all the different meddlings of the Crown from 1840 than our lot down this way. So Tairāwhiti was a very, very well suckered in area by the movements of the Crown, who managed to get them to very easily succumb to a system where over generations, 2 to 3 generations up that way, actually only took one up that way, one generation, boom, they were all kahungunu. Took around about 3 down here. Yeah, so that's the protests. Yeah, big protests coming up. Every hui on our whenua, every hui involving our people, we're going to be there. And we're going to be protesting and letting them know. Kari te pai. Kari te pai ki te hari atu a mātou tāngata, a mātou uri, a mātou whānau. Ki roto ki a kahungunu. Ana kāre tukuna ana I raro I te tira I roto I anō hoki I te tika ki a mātai. O tahumā kanui matua iwi nui tonu. Ai. Me ngā mahi pati. Me rā atu mahi I mahi ai. Me te crime. I whakatatata, I whakapiripiri. Ano hoki ki te kraina I te nuinga o te wā. Ki o nā whakahaere, o nā hia, o nā whāinga matua. And so that's how they got to settle. They they sucked up to the Crown. The major aim of a Crown group is to get you to settle. And so they went, oh man, that's what we want the most. And so the Crown went along with it. And they got it. But definitely not a tūturu whakautinga, and whakamutunga ki ngā take, because the take are still up in the air. Ngā take nunui. Trying to cut us out from having our people, and also trying to take control. This is why they did all this, and trying to have the mana whakahaere over all of us, was their plan back in 2012. Now, we started in 1998, 99. See, so look how long it's taken them to put a plan together. From 2012, it took them, to put all this plan together. We're laughing. There's other reasons why we're laughing, because it shows, how the shocking ways in which they work. And then they thought once they took all the control and did all the settlement and stuff like that, they'd get control of us, and we went, kaore. Karaka, karaka, karaka. Yeah, you'll never get us. Kore rawa, kore tino kore rawa. You can have all the speakers of tūhoe reo you like. You still will never get tahumākaka nui matua. We're too staunch te atiawa nui no ringa te rangi. And we're too staunch Ngāti Awa. For tūhoe o kahunu, o rangitāne. Okay? But we have our Koroati Awa line. We also have our Te Awa line. So if I was the tūhoe within kahunu rangitāne, I'd be, kia mahara. Kia mahara rā he koutou. Kia mahara. And so that's the protest for the court case. Very, very detailed, very complex. In discussions and hui with the lawyers who are preparing the cases. Lots of money has to come through. Finances planned to go through. There's also some cases for legal aid to come in there as well. And also, plans to... some of the plans I actually can't tell you. But I know that the plans around how we're going to attack the kaupapa and take it to the kahunu rangitāne settlement, etc., etc. And it's not going to be easy. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. But this is the worst part of the settlement in terms of, the kahuna rangitāne and the way that they work. They've closed everything. They've tried to close everything down. Sorry, they haven't closed everything down in a Pākehā way. They've looked at this in a very Pākehā way. So all the tūturu way that they could have gone about this, they avoided it. And you know what? Because they've avoided all of that, kari te tika, kari te tino u, kari tino uti ai, kari tino mutu katoa ai, nā take o te whakataunga ngā kriem. Mō mātai. Ana mō mātau anō, e wainga nui tonu i a mātau katoa ko kahunu kurangi. Kurangi tāne. And so, the court case, very complex and very difficult to put through, but there's several different avenues that we have to pursue. There's quite a number of them, and it's such intricate detail. It's detail I would rather at this time leave to the lawyers, and that once they call our hui, they still haven't confirmed our date for our next hui, our hui iwi, for our reclamations, and we'll iron everything out there, put the aims together there. And so I'm so glad that the hui was postponed from the weekend just gone, from yesterday, because what they meant was it gave the lawyers the chance to lay out what we could do, and us the chance to have a look at what we can't, but that we still want to do. Yeah, because there's bound to be some things, perhaps, that we can't do. But, hey aha, we're going to find a way. We're going to find a way to do exactly what we want to do. Because that's what we are. We are an iwi, and we can do. Where our people are concerned, and our whenua are concerned, and where our assets are concerned, exactly what we want to do. and that's how it stays as far as tahumā kanu is concerned. Yeah, and that's